Uploading new patches. Downloading new content. Updating software.
Hello, I am Nakia, and I am here to entertain you. Please grab your snacks, take your seats, and get ready for the show. Feel the nightshade.
Hey friends, it is a little after 9. I'm getting my steps in, but I had to bring you along because look, this is what one pump of that new rebound serum does. Even with me sweating, the shine is still showing up for me. Every bounce, it's like spring-loaded hair. You see that? See how my hair bounces back? I might not be able to outrun whoever that is, but okay, hey, fast check-in. I'm flying right now. That shadow back there, been trying to catch me for the last mile. Still back there. Why? This little packet. It's basically orange-flavored sugar water, but whew, it's got me moving. Pretty sure they're mostly sugar and marketing, but they tricked my brain into thinking I'm a rocket. I pop one and suddenly I'm coasting. Fake or not, it's working because I'm still ahead. If you want fake speed like this, use my code #FinalGRL for a discount. Oh, no promises on taste.
Some call it reinvention. Others call it instinct. She calls it Friday night. From the woman who's worn 1,000 faces comes a brand new one. Sharper, stranger, and far more fun. Starring the Kia Nightshade. With hot topics, sketch comedy, and special guests who should probably know better. Breathe it in. This is Nakia at Night.
Hold tight. Woo!
Terrible response time. Yeah, I'm coming.
Hurry! Breakfast!
I'll be right there. Stunning as usual.
What's for breakfast, Mom?
Just a delicious breakfast from the Nightshade meal plan for you guys. Just a liquid breakfast for Mom. Toast.
Hey there, sweetie. No rushing off today.
Dad, do you ever feel like we were being lied to?
Sure, sweetie. Especially when your mom read her vows.
Hey, Tyler. I hope you're not trying to scare the neighbors into thinking it's the end of the world again. It's only Monday.
You never know, Dad. Any day now.
Gee, I wonder why.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad. Bye, kids. I'm coming.
Well, that's new.
City officials assure residents that increased water use from the new power facility is completely temporary.
Temporary? I'll check the pipes.
Valerie, you look great today.
Tell me something I don't know.
Hey, your husband's in the basement being weird. You might want to check on that. Oh, and I left you a gift on the kitchen floor.
Gotta be something down here. Linda? I knew it!
Mom, we're hungry!
Say no more.
It's always a good time for Hot Topics.
Okay, I'm back. I just want to say before I get into the hot topics that I see you, I respect you, and I am super appreciative of all of you who've been checking me out on every platform. I did not expect this show to become what it's become, not just the views and the reciprocation of like how much you guys like it, but also just the rabbit hole that we've gone down. I never knew this was going to happen this way, but I'm loving it. So, all right, I want to get right into hot topics because I want to share a personal story with you that goes with today's hot topics. First, can we talk about Alyssa Liu? Okay, if you guys are not keeping an eye on the Olympics, let me just be the one to bring you in. So come closer. Alyssa Liu is an ice skater, a fabulous ice skater, and she is inspiring younger generations to do things that I'm so happy. She is a talent, she's beautiful, and she's got a lot of personality. But you know what else she has? She has gems on her teeth. And apparently the old school dusty that media has decided that they're going to obsess with the fact that she has gems on her teeth instead of the only thing they should be obsessed with, which is the gold in her hand. She's a gold medal winner. And not only that, but she's got some good spunk to her too. She got sass, honey. She was she was ice skating, which is a form of dance on ice and blades that I can't do, to Pink Panthers, which I love. And the kids, the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, they are feeling her. They're feeling her vibe. They're connecting with her to the point where they're making compilations about her. She's all trending everywhere. I see her on TikTok all the time. So I just want to commend her. I want to commend all of the young people that are out there inspiring more young people to do this, to get involved in anything that will give them some structure. I mean, what she does while you're judging her for her looks, it takes time, effort. She has to command an audience. She has to have the type of structure in her life to be able to do 18-hour days, wake up at 4 a.m. to practice, to get it right. She has 4 years to get it right. And she puts in that time and that effort. And then you want to minimize her? I don't think so. Not here, not today. So I'm giving up to her gold medal. Keep doing what you do, Lou. Now, can we talk about Netflix and America's Next Top Model? Okay. So first of all, let's get the elephant out of the room. Well, I mean, I don't mean to call Tyra Banks an elephant per se, but yes, is she the villain? Okay, she's the villain. Has she done some heinous things? Sure, I guess I could go along with that. But the truth about Tyra Banks is this. She wasn't the only one, just like she said. She was a part of a team of people who created that program. And she might have been the face and she might have been the voice, but she wasn't the last word on what went on the show and what aired, right? I'm going to share a personal story about reality TV, and I'm going to blend it in with what happened on Next Top Model, because I know that there's a lot of people who are watching it with new eyes or an opinion that comes from this world, this generation, and not necessarily understanding what it was like back then. I'm not excusing anything. I'm just simply going to give you an insight from someone who understands, because I was around back then. I thought we got rid of that. Can we get rid of that, please? Anyway, so here's the deal. Tyra is never going to apologize for the things that she did and said on that show, because if she does, she's going to open herself up to possible lawsuits. Lawyers will find loopholes, and Tyra Banks jumped through the hoops very delicately during this documentary show. There's 3 episodes. Check it out. I really want you to see it and learn about what was going on. I'm not going to do any spoilers here, but what I will say is this. Back then, it was all about competition shows. There wasn't so much, The Real Housewives or Love and Hip Hop. It was more about, Fear Factor and the Survivor, stuff like that. So this was sort of a combination of Fear Factor, Survivor meets modeling. The idea of the show, the premise in the beginning, was supposed to be finding the girl next door, any girl in America who they could potentially turn into a supermodel. That was supposed to be the concept, but it became more about humiliating the girls. It became more about making narratives about the individuals. It was less about what they looked like and more about how can we exploit them. So that brings me to the reality show that I auditioned for, and I was cast in as one of the top 20 people to get on the show. I didn't do the show, and I've never shared this story publicly. My friends and family know it. I'm only referencing it for this topic. So please understand, this is not a story that I normally share with the public. I'm referencing it because it plays with the storyline. So if some of you might know, there's a show called The Bad Girls Club. And back in the day, I went to audition for it. It took 3 rounds of auditions, and a phone interview. I had to fill out 3 massive, thick, like this thick contracts, which gave the company, then they know who they are, basically they have the rights to any audio and video footage of me that I did under the umbrella of auditioning for that show forever. So if I ever make it to a place where they want to use it to say, hey, we knew her, oh God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. So, because it wasn't my best. Here's the thing. When I auditioned, basically they wanted to know about me, and I told them my life, and they were very interested in the fact that I was, I had traveled, I was a go-go dancer, and I dated rich men, old men. And so that was pretty much what my storyline was going to be. And I didn't mind that. I didn't really mind that. What ended up happening was it took months and months and months before I got the phone call that I was going to California to film in LA. And by the time that I got that phone call, I had kind of changed my life. I had a boyfriend. I wasn't really doing stuff like that anymore. And I had music that was out. So I really wanted to be taken more seriously. Whatever. In the end, when I got to LA, I started to feel a very creepy vibe. The hotel they put me in, scary, horrifying. Then they had me with we'll say an escort, someone who was with me all day long. And this person drove me around to the studio, to getting a drug test at some weird, like, strip mall. I'm not kidding. And this person seemed to be questioning me a lot. And I felt like I was being recorded, or at least they were documenting somehow my answers, because the questions were super invasive. So then when you go, you do the green screen. Okay. They rush you in there. Like, one girl goes out, you go in, they mic you up, you sit there, you're there for a couple hours, and they ask you a lot of questions. It's a very big room. The green screen is the entirety of the ceiling to floor. And for the most part, I think I did a good job. I did the best that I could. But I wasn't really dressed for it because they didn't tell me I was going to do the green screen. They just threw me in there. So I didn't have the outfit that I chose to be on camera. So I look like shit. Okay, my hair and makeup, shit. My outfit, shit. I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't great. So then right after that, I didn't even get to eat. I barely got a drink of water. Like, I had a sip, and they put me in what was basically a closet. And that was the multicam room for the confessional. In the confessional is when I changed my mind about being there. What happened was they started piping in voices, and I couldn't see who was asking the questions. And they would say things like, so what's it like taking money from old men? What is it like tricking old men into dating you? What is it like taking advantage of rich old men? And I kept saying, well, I don't do that. I date older men. I don't do that, right? And so they kept trying to push this narrative that I was more predatory and less of just someone who enjoys the soft life. And that was when I realized I don't think I want to be on the show, because once I'm on the show, I can't control the narrative. I've already done a lot of work like this. So I'm a little bit different than a lot of the other girls there. I understand the business. I went to acting school. I went to a magnet program where I learned about editing and directing. So when I realized that they were forming a narrative around me that I couldn't control, that I was going to be in a house with 7 strangers that were going to maybe be violent, we were going to be drunk. Who knows what I was going to do on camera drunk? I had a problem, sometimes when I drank. And who knows who they were going to portray me as on the show. And I realized I'd have to live with that for the rest of my life. I didn't realize it would be on the internet for the rest of my life, but I realized it was going to follow me. I understood that narrative. I understood Hollywood. So after that, I kind of just threw a lot of my questions in the trash. I kind of just rolled my eyes. I didn't answer their questions. I was really pushing back on them. And of course, a month later, I get a phone call that I was not chosen out of the 20 girls. And that's okay. I do know one of the girls who was, and I congratulated her. I won't say who she is because I'm not close to her, and I don't want to act like I'm trying to rope myself to her star, but she did very well. I'll just say that. And but the reality is that I just knew that that wasn't what I wanted for my life. And I'm here. And some of those girls did well and some didn't. It ruined a lot of people's lives. And that's the same with an America's Next Top Model. What I noticed about the show, and a lot of the girls my age noticed about the show, was that we didn't see any models. Eva Marcel, or I don't know what her name is now, Pickford, I think, but whatever her name is, she was a random star, and she is the reason she's a star. not Tyra Banks, not that show. She just kept pushing and pushing. But the rest of the girls didn't get anything out of it because it wasn't set up as a vehicle to make them successful. It was set up as a vehicle to make their show successful, and that's it. So I hope that educated you. I know it was a little serious, but it really wasn't, because honestly, I wouldn't take that situation back at all. I enjoyed it. The process was fun. I got a free trip to LA. It wasn't my first or last time. And now I'm here. And I like being here. And I like that you're here. So stay here and enjoy some more.
The Radiance red light mask I've been obsessed with lately. It's lightweight, fully rechargeable, and press this button on the side, and the built-in LEDs do the work for 10 minutes. See the timer? It counts down so you can just relax. Designed to boost collagen while calming the skin. All you do is slip it on. It's super lightweight. Press the button. The LEDs turn on instantly. They're calibrated at 660 nanometers to help boost collagen and
Before we get out of here, I just wanted to share something with you guys. So right now, I know it's really hard for people to have pets. So we always hear about in the news that, you know, people are not having kids, it's too expensive. But what people haven't really been discussing, and it's starting to happen now, is it's extremely expensive to have pets. It's gotten to the point where the food, the vet bills, the day-to-day maintenance, everything about them is very expensive. Getting them is expensive. And so I want to tell you guys just a little quick story before we go. And that is about adopting pets. So for some of you who don't know, I used to have 2 girl chihuahuas, Chiquita and Pancake. And I adopted one. I had the other one since she was born. I love them so much. And the thing is, it makes me so sad to think that they're saying that Gen Z and Gen Alpha will be the first generations that are not going to be adopting pets or buying pets because it's so expensive. Now, you can Google why the vet has gotten really expensive lately. I'm not going to go into it, but I promise you there's this conspiracy there, and it's not a theory. Look it up, okay? But I wanted to share with you about this guy right here, Teddy. He's right here. There he is. So Teddy is 8 years old now. He just turned 8 years old. And he's only been in my life, it'll be a year next month. The reason Teddy came into my life is that my chihuahua, Chiquita, she suddenly passed away. And I was so sad and I missed her so much. I wanted to go to the ASPCA just to see if there was a dog that needed a home, because I needed love. Like, I love having pets. And so I walked around, we saw a few, I saw him there. He was laying there, 7 years old, abandoned by his family because they couldn't afford to keep him and they couldn't take him where they were going. And he had no training. He didn't understand any commands in English. He had no indoor training. He peed on the carpets, everything. And so he was a lot to deal with. He is part Dachshund, part Chihuahua. And when he came home, he drove me nuts. And I literally wanted to pull my hair out for the first 6 months of him in my life. But I worked effortlessly with him, tirelessly with him to train him. I've trained about 7 dogs before him. So this is a miracle here. He is my BFF. And, you know, honestly, when I saw him, he was just so sad. And I thought, God, nobody's going to adopt him. Nobody wants a 7-year-old untrained crazy dachshund who spent 10 hours of his life in the house. He spent 10 hours of his life in a cage is what it said on his form. They were happy to tell people that, apparently. And I just want to say, he went from a life where he was never outside, never allowed on the couch, never slept in the bed. And now he's the star of his own sitcom. Right, Poopy? And I just wanted to say that if you can help a dog, even if you can't adopt them, if you can go and like volunteer, donate, whatever, $25 once, do it, because it's not their fault everything sucks, and they're really worth the effort. And for that, that's all I want to say. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next week. Say bye. Say bye, Teddy. Okay. He's not going to be speaking good. Teddy.
Friends, I have been dying to show you my new favorite gadget, this ring light. It is set up right in front of me, and look at this clarity. One little remote and you're set. I can crank the brightness all the way up. I'm only on level 4 right now. Let me bump it up. See the difference? Super smooth. See that? Instantly brighter, but still soft. And with one tap, I can switch from cozy warm to daylight cool. And if you like that golden hour vibe, watch this. Warm mode. Boom. So flattering, right? Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Hey friends, my camera equipment is melting, so I'll talk to you. Smell the nightshade.